Nothing that's really surprising. I mean, everything has been basic needs, like what you heard here tonight. There's a lot of people with complaints about neighbors who don't clean their yards, about police presence that they would like to see improved, and of course sidewalks and streets are always an issue. So it's all been kind of, basic. There are some times when we get phone calls, I'll get a phone call in the middle of the night because there's some type of crime happening in a park, or, that was a little surprising, but it's just, part of it, and we try to get police out there as soon as possible.
Yeah. Now, a while back, I think I had heard something about making San Bernardo like a one-way street. I don't know if that was to improve traffic or what the reason was.
Well, it's a rehab project for the whole San Bernardo Avenue, and it would start all the way from downtown going up to Calton Road. And what that would do is we're going to improve the streets, the sidewalks, we're going to landscape it, and it's just to, I guess, attract tourism and just make it more attractive for anybody coming into the city.
And so there is a chance of that coming to fruition eventually?
Yes, we actually just received some funds from the state, from the government, and we're looking forward to receiving more grants so that we could put it all together and start working on it.
How soon can you see it starting?
I'd say in the next year.
Okay. Now, what are some of the challenges? I know that you work here in some of the older neighborhoods. Some of the streets are very narrow. You've got LCC to one side. You've got the river to one side. The railroads. What are the challenges in trying to get projects up and running in these old neighborhoods?
Well, it is a challenge because, like you mentioned, the streets are narrow. It's sometimes hard to build sidewalks because a lot of the homes were built right on the street. So if we were to build a sidewalk, it would eat up part of the street that's already narrow. So that's been a problem. We also have all of the poles, the utility poles that are an issue when we want to construct sidewalks. We have to move around them, and but we're working toward little by little fixing those issues and moving along. I know that we do need to improve the sidewalks and the streets, and really that's what I ran my campaign on, just basic improvements, and we're already doing that. We just had a $500,000 sidewalk project that is really in the works right now. We had a ribbon cutting last week for the Azteca Park, and that same night they stole the plants that were planted alongside in some of the planters, so that was very disappointing. We've had issues with vandalism in all of our parks. We get calls with complaints saying, there was vandalism, can you come fix it? We send someone out to fix it, and by the next morning it's back to where it was or even worse.
Really?
So that's really a big issue. What we're trying to do is get security cameras in all of our parks, and hopefully that will deter the vandalism.